no outs. The city is going to be responsible for whatever it costs to dredge the harbor. The city is going to be responsible. That means you and I as taxpayers, we're going to be responsible for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick. Robert, please.
Yes. Well, what the mayor is telling you, I believe, in direct contravention to what the EPA said at the public meeting that they held at the Waukegan Library a few weeks ago. They did not say that that was the case. They said they were willing partners, that they were willing to help and work with Waukegan. But the city rejected that. The harbor is, the boats coming into the harbor kick up the debris that they do because it's too shallow. Because the work hasn't been done to dredge that harbor, to remove the PCBs over the years. They're trying to drive the businesses off the lakefront for development reasons. It doesn't have to do with the pollution of the harbor. It has to do with the attempt to develop the lakefront in a certain fashion. Now, there's such a thing called environmental justice. Waukegan is probably one of the greatest victims of a lack of environmental justice you will find in this country. We need partners like the EPA. We need partners like the state. We need partners like the county to come in and work with us on solutions to these issues. You cannot reject them. You cannot antagonize them. You cannot make them our enemies. They have to be part of the solution. So cleaning up that harbor is going to be a great step towards changing people's perceptions of Waukegan, allowing those boats that use that harbor to come in for the companies that work down there, U.S. Gypsum and Lafarge, to carry loads that are large enough to be profitable. They have a right to be there. The city has no right to interfere with the contract that they have with EJ&E Railroad and the Port Authority. We need to work with them. We need to be partners. We don't need to be antagonists. So as mayor, I will make sure that that harbor is cleaned of PCBs, that is dredged in cooperation with the EPA, and that we begin to foster new business on the lakefront instead of chasing away the ones that we have now.
Thank you, Robert. And Brett, please.
We need a balanced approach to industry in our city. We can't push it all out. We need to balance industry with residential development and other retail development. We also need, as Bob mentioned, to partner with other organizations because the costs of environmental cleanup are too great for our city. We need to partner with the federal government, with the state, and we need to be flexible enough to work with the EPA to clean it up in a way that will work with industry so that the shipping can bear some of the costs of the cleanup. If we just capped it and did it with and kept the harbor a recreational harbor, you wouldn't have the revenue to be able to recoup.
Waukegan is a working-class urban suburb. There is a great need for reliable public transportation. What will you do to work with PACE or another company so buses run more frequently and on time? And this question, Mr. Fletcher, please.
We need to expand mass transportation, especially in light of the current economy. I think it's going to become more expensive for people to own and operate cars. I think mass transit's at an all-time high from what I've been reading, and that's something that we need to make more available to our citizens. It makes more sense. We need to expand our parking lot at the metro station so more people can take advantage of riding the train to Chicago with the costs of parking and those types of issues in the city of Chicago. So it's a way of making it easier for people to come to the city of Waukegan. If we encouraged more mass transportation, I think we would attract more people and also make it easier for our own people of our own communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Mr. Hyde, please.
Yes, we've already talked to Metro about the increasing of the bus traffic for the city of Waukegan. But right now, you know, the RTA and Metro need money. That's the key, money. They need it from the state, they need it from the federal government. Because they have to have buses, they have to train people, and they need more buses. So until they can get that money from the federal government, the stimulant plan, which incidentally, the city of Waukegan was the first city in the United States to put in for a stimulant plan to the federal government so we could get our share from wherever it comes. We understand it's going to go from the feds to the state, to the county, and then to the cities. So we have been working on that. We also are working with Metro to, they're going to build a new train station down on a lakefront. There's going to be a new one down there as soon as, again, as the economy gets up, so that we can get some development downtown. We've got 2 contractors down there right now, and Tony Figueroa, one of our own, know that they're just waiting to get their money to start the development of some apartments right on Sheridan Road. But until everything revolves around money, and we can say anything we want up here, we like this, we like that, but if you don't have the money to do something, nothing's going to get done, because that's a catalyst for anything. And hopefully, when the stimulant plan comes, we put in for $103 million worth of development in the city of Waukegan in our stimulant plan. So I think that your city is doing you a favor by helping you and helping us, helping all of us, so that our taxes won't go up. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick. Robert, please.
Yes, as a county commissioner, one of the things that I worked with Metro on was getting more buses going out to College of Lake County and Waukegan to help our students get out there to get to classes. And the mayor is right. It's all about money when it comes to public transportation. They're massively underfunded. And truthfully, from what we can see, they probably undercharge the clientele because we're not getting the money coming into the system that we'd like to from general revenue from the state or the federal government. So we're going to have to look at solutions that come from within. Now, as mayor, I believe what I can do is approach Metro and RTA and encourage them to provide more traffic into Waukegan to help our people move around the city, but also get to jobs that are west of us. Because a lot of people who live in Waukegan work out to the west. That's one of the things that I hope to be able to solve by bringing more business into Waukegan. And people won't have to travel quite so far to get to their jobs. But it's going to take a cooperative effort with all bodies of government to be able to do this. We get regular reports from Metro and the RTA through the county. We know how bad a shape they are in. They're cutting bus lines, they're cutting rail lines in Chicago. It's going to happen like this for a while until the economy does stabilize. But then you get into the issue of ridership. If they increase these routes, will we be able to provide the ridership to make it worth their while? And that's the thing we have to get across to our citizenry, is that this is available.
According to the Illinois Department of Labor and Security, Waukegan has an unemployment rate of 12 or 13%, while nationally the unemployment rate is around 7 or 8%. Why do you think this discrepancy exists? And what would you do to create jobs in Waukegan? And this is round 12, Mr. Samaji.
Well, I think part of what we see is there was this reliance on one item to come to Waukegan to provide jobs and to help the city regrow, and that was gambling. They put everything into gambling, and it failed. There's no backup plan. Now, we lost 6 to 8 years of development out of Fountain Square. To start with, we could have had University Station here. That fell apart because we didn't get the support we needed. That would have provided a great impetus for growth in that area. We can get going on Fountain Square, even though there's a recession, we can begin the planning. We can work to attract businesses out there so that when the recession begins to abate, we're ready to go. If we don't get going, Grace Lake gets going first with their development, the old fairgrounds, we're going to be left out again. The lakefront is a good source for new jobs, not only during the construction phase of the mixed use, the new light industry and the residential and the commercial and the retail that will go down there, but afterwards, when the build phase is out, we have good industry on the lakefront, non-polluting industry, that will provide year-round jobs for the people of Waukegan. None of this is easy, none of this will happen overnight. It'll take several years to get there. But you've got to have a mayor, and you've got to have a city government that can move in that direction. And I will do that.
Thank you, Robert. Greg, please.
Unemployment is a big problem here in the city. Several people that I know that work in the construction industry are sitting at home, twiddling their fingers, and it's been brutal. We get a lot of calls every day from people looking for work. Construction work, there's probably not going to be a lot of it in the near future from everything that I've heard. And the city's just going to have to try to reach out to the federal government with stimulus money, like as the mayor mentioned, to really